Hey there, Houston dog owners. Finding the right trainer can feel like a pretty big deal, right? Well, in this guide, we're going to break it all down into some simple, practical steps. The goal is to help you feel totally confident when you pick a professional for you and your best friend.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what your dog actually needs. Then, we'll look at the different training options out there. After that, we'll cover how to pick a trainer, what it might cost you here in Houston, and wrap up with a little bit about enjoying the city with your dog.
All right, let's get started. Section 1 is all about figuring out your goals. Because really, before you even think about looking for a trainer, you've got to know what you're hoping to accomplish.
Seriously, take a moment to think about this. What are your training goals? Your answer here is the starting block for everything else. It's what will point you toward the right kind of training and, of course, the right person to help you.
Dog training can mean a whole lot of different things. Are you just trying to have a great family pet who listens? Or are you thinking about something more specialized, like competition, or maybe even a service or therapy dog? Figuring out which lane you're in is going to make your search so much easier.
And then there's your dog's age. This is a big one. A little puppy's needs are totally different from, say, an adolescent dog who's, acting like a teenager and testing all the rules. Even older dogs can learn new things, and it's great for keeping their minds active.
Now, for a lot of people, it really comes down to fixing a specific problem. Does any of this sound familiar? Pulling on the leash, barking like crazy, jumping all over guests, or maybe something more serious like separation anxiety or reactivity. The good news is a lot of trainers specialize in exactly these kinds of things.
Okay, so now that you have your goals in mind, let's talk about the different ways trainers actually, train. This is Section 2, looking at different methods.
So as you start your search, you're going to run into a bunch of terms like these: positive reinforcement, balance training, clicker training. It can seem a little overwhelming. But don't worry, you don't need to be an expert. Just knowing the basics helps you understand where a trainer is coming from. We're going to focus on the two big ones you'll hear about most.
All right, so this is probably the biggest difference you'll find between trainers: positive reinforcement versus balance training. Here's the simple version. Positive reinforcement is all about rewarding the behavior you want to see. Balance training uses those rewards, but it also uses corrections for behaviors you don't want. Thinking about which approach feels right for you and your dog is a really important piece of the puzzle.
Okay, you've got your goals, you've got an idea of the different training styles. Now for the big part. Section 3, how do you actually choose a trainer? Let's talk about the questions you need to ask.
Here's something you absolutely need to know. In Texas, anyone can call themselves a dog trainer. There's no state license, no regulation. What that means is the homework is on you. It's up to you to really check out who you're hiring.
So, since there's no official license, things like certifications become really helpful. This one, the CPDTKA, is a common one. It means the trainer took the time to study and pass a big test on dog training and ethics. It doesn't guarantee they're the perfect fit, but it does show a certain level of commitment and knowledge.
So when you're talking to a potential trainer, think of it like a job interview, because it is. You'll want to ask about their philosophy, their experience, any certifications they have, and definitely ask how they would handle your specific issue, whether it's anxiety or something else. Oh, and asking for references from past clients? Always a good idea.
And then you've got the practical stuff, right? The nuts and bolts. How much does it cost? What are the actual programs they offer? What's their cancellation policy? And a big one, what kind of support do they offer after the main training is done? Getting all this clear up front avoids any surprises later on.
Okay, let's talk money. Section 4 is all about what you can expect to pay for dog training right here in Houston. So, to give you a starting point, a typical multi-week puppy class in Houston is going to start somewhere around $175. That's usually the most budget-friendly way to get started, especially with a new puppy.
But as you can see, the price really depends on what you're looking for. Group classes, whether for puppies or older dogs, are on the lower end. Private sessions, where the trainer comes to you, cost more per hour. And then you have the board and train options, which are the most intensive and also the biggest investment, where your dog actually goes to live with the trainer for a few weeks. A well-trained dog makes it so much easier to get out and actually enjoy Houston. So for our last section, let's go over a few local rules and resources that are good to keep in mind.
These are just a few key city rules every dog owner should know. Your dog has to be on a leash when you're not on your own property. You've got to pick up their waist. And yeah, that nonstop barking can actually be a noise violation. Just basic neighborly stuff, really.
And when you're ready to let them run free, Houston has some fantastic dog parks. Places like Millie Bush, Danny Jackson and the one at Buffalo Bayou Park are awesome spots for your dog to play and socialize safely off-leash.
And that's really what this is all about. Choosing the right trainer is a huge step. It's not just about stopping a bad habit. It's about building a better, happier life with your dog for the long haul.
So just think about it for a second. How could a well-trained dog change your day-to-day life here in the city? Imagine just taking a relaxing walk, or visiting friends, or even sitting out on a patio somewhere without any stress. We hope this information helps you get there. Finding the right partner in training can make every day in Houston that much better for both of you.